Look. I look like, you should see my selfies. I look like a pumpkin.
That's what I look like right now.
Look absolutely
White.
gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm just gonna look good. It's what we say and who we are. Talk good about yourself. Look what we're doing. Oh God, I think I broke my foot though.
The great pumpkin.
I fell out of your kitchen.
You guys are absolutely wonderful. I'm just telling you,
I'm sober. I fell.
we're going live. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna make it. Let me
See,
switch
I
to my
knew it
producers.
was.
Watch, I'm getting ready to get cussed out.
Right.
Let
Why
me
is that?
switch to my producers. Watch, I'm getting ready to get cussed out. Let me switch to my producers. Watch, I'm
Test.
getting ready to get cussed out.
Fix the camera.
Okay, we good. We good. Oh no, he's doing it over there,
See, it's
professional.
on you again.
Hey, Clayton. Yeah. Okay, now you can go back to it. We good. I think I still don't see this.
Clayton wants a raise.
Something is wrong. So we're live. I'm not gonna be, something is wrong with the, let's go back to this here.
Merry Christmas. You're live right there.
But it's blocked, right?
Captions are on.
So, okay, got it. Now we live. So
See,
everything is
It
perfect.
always turns out, James.
Everything is perfect now.
Look at this. You're right here. You're fine.
Okay, so it's perfect.
See? Has to be. We're doing good stuff.
Clay, if you go to
Oh, we're on.
so if you log on to
Sit.
Facebook, me,
He's on.
you're there. So okay, you got any, let's do a mic check.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Still on you. Move it.
Yes.
They like it. Medicare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills. So they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing, if you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee.
Hey man, I didn't let you down. I'll never do it, man. I know you there.
Save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th. So call now and you'll save even more. Call 844-57-BIBLE. That's 844-57-BIBLE. 844-57-BIBLE.
To paraphrase Thomas Jefferson in his first inaugural address, we are all libertarians. All of us support individual liberty, economic freedom, fiscal sanity, and the right to live our lives without excessive government intrusion. Join Bob Zadek for a full hour of discussion with the smartest guests on radio. Insightful, spontaneous, and thoughtful. It's the show of ideas, not attitude. The Bob Zadek Show, Sunday mornings only on The Answer.
The Bob Zadek Show, Sunday mornings at 9 on The Answer San Diego.
San Diego's homeless epidemic is growing at an alarming rate. Among those affected are heroic men and women that served our country and met some very unfortunate circumstances. Tune in to San Diego's Homeless Heroes, Saturday at 11:30 a.m. on The Answer San Diego, where you'll hear how homeless veterans of San Diego are making a difference, one veteran at a time. Listen to the remarkable stories of the veterans they've helped on San Diego's Homeless Heroes, Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
They are the culture warriors fighting the good fight to save America. Nominated by Salem listeners who want to honor them for all they are doing to make America great. Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida. Mike Lindell, founder of MyPillow. Jason Whitlock, columnist, podcaster, and digital TV host. Carl Jackson, political columnist and radio talk show host. Molly Hemingway, author, columnist, and political commentator. Glenn Youngkin, newly elected governor of Virginia. Go to our website and click on the banner to vote for Salem's Culture Warrior of the Year.
Vote today. Visit theanswersandiego.com.
Bill Holland with The Answer on Wall Street
Stocks end lower declines ahead of advances 3-1. A narrowly led this week's 3-day gain, and the techs also took them down today. This after spending mostly lower, digesting that 3-day 3% gain to record levels. Continuing COVID hysteria and inflation and the excuse. You get consumer prices tomorrow. Jobless claims down, a surprising 43,000 to a 52-year low, 184,000 last week. And this in turn reawakened some fear of the Fed. But the Treasury 10 down to 148 says the Fed's still a friend. After the bell, Costco, Broadcom, and Oracle all report well, all three higher in after hours. Italy wants a $1.3 billion donation from a very reluctant Amazon. And Apple at 175 needs only 7 more points, and it'll become our first $3 trillion company. Bill Holland with the answer on Wall Street.
FM 96.1 and AM 1170. The Answer.
Andrea Kaye, bringing the world a much-needed reality check. You're listening to the Andrea Kaye Show on The Answer San Diego.
Yes, indeedy. Okay, so we had a, quote, vaccinated and boosted San Diego County resident who got the Omicron variant. Interesting how they got that test out so quickly around the world. This is just, especially since these PCR tests that we've had from the beginning for SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19. Actually, if you read the CDC website, it would tell you that it's really testing for a group of viruses, including but not specifically for COVID-19, right? So excuse me for being a little suspicious of this new Omicron test, but what does this tell you here? Got the jab and boosted and still got it.
You're telling me, Andrea, that if I get jabbed and boosted, I'm not protected?
No, right. So these are
Stupid.
they're not even as good as the annual flu shots that people were getting. And yet we've still got these mandates being shoved on people. And I'm still seeing when I go places, I ignored it today. I went to the post office. You have to wear a mask to come in here. I didn't put it on there and I didn't bother with it. But here's what's coming. Fauci told CNN, it's a matter of when, not if, the definition of fully vaccinated changes. Of course. Because not only if they change the definition of what a vaccination is, what it does, it's supposed to protect you from catching a particular virus. Now they've changed the definition and will change it from what it means to be having gotten vaccinated in terms of quantity. I never in my life as a kid had to get a second smallpox shot.
Once you got vaccinated for a specific virus,
right,
you were good for life.
Right. We were told over a year ago that we would need one shot and it would be over 95% effective. Then it became 2 shots. Now it's boosters. And what that means is you thought that you would save yourself and your job by getting vaccinated. You're about to find out when you become under the category of unvaccinated, and it will never end perpetually for the rest of our lives unless we put an end to it now. Thank you for being here. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. End of message.
Many of us know how high school today is not the same as the high school in the 60s and 70s. Pressure to achieve, the competitiveness, the anxiety to fit in, and the loneliness has made being a teenager a pretty tough job today. In Bob Walter's book, Facing Reality in American Education, he looks at ways to help young people understand how amazing they really are, for students to discover their gifts and talents, to excel and be all they can be. I'm sure you agree.
Purchase your copy of Facing Reality in American Education today at Amazon.com.
God bless us, everyone.
What's the biggest blessing you can imagine this Christmas season? How about having your mortgage or rent
Baby, can you hear me?
for 2020?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I cannot hear
when
you.
you enter the Christmas mortgage miracle sweepstakes.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
See rules and
Turn your
conditions for
volume
details.
up.
It's up. I can hear you.
The Christmas Mortgage Miracle is sponsored by Purpose Funding and
I
the
can
Mesa
hear
Rehab.
you.
Go to theanswersandiego.com and enter to win the Christmas Mortgage Miracle Sweepstakes.
KCBQ, San Diego.
Turn your volume up.
It's up.
96.1 North County and AM 1170 San Diego. The Answer.
James?
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. All options may still be on the table, but many believe California could soon lead the abortion industry.
Court
Yes.
overturns the
Can you
landmark
hear me?
Roe v. Wade decision. Plans are in the works to make the state of California an abortion sanctuary. Of abortion council by Governor Gavin Newsom released a list Wednesday of 45 recommendations for the state to consider if the high court overturns Roe v. Wade. The council is made up of more than 40 providers and advocacy groups. Among the report's recommendations,
Hey, Noah.
providing funding to cover travel expenses,
Hey,
Josh. Transportation for patients seeking abortion.
Michelle, send Josh,
overturn Roe v. Wade
the
next
program.
summer. If it does, more than 2
the program to
states are
Josh.
poised to ban abortion. I'm Mike Ross.
Michelle,
Also
send
at
Josh.
townhall.com, a complaint has been filed with the National Highway Traffic Safety
Send
Administration
Josh the
about the
program.
ability to play video games while you drive a Tesla.
Tesla owner Vince Patton in Oregon
all the
saw a
mics.
YouTube video.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Dashboard. Hit his Tesla
All right,
and check it
I
out.
need to make sure your guess right.
Very,
Very low. I need you to boost that up, JC. If she right up on the mic, she doesn't sound like she's close to the mic.
So you must say I'm a passenger.
Testing 1 2.
Much better.
I tried it while driving.
Okay, sounds like you need to get close to the mic and louder, please. Okay, we're all set.
Digital contact tracing
I just sent him the program.
and other tech tools that
Yes.
are enabled to combat COVID-19,
Yep, and I'm hearing heavy breathing.
solving the pandemic. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Bully Make is a monthly subscription box packed with ultra durable dog toys and healthy treats. Go to bullymake.com/radio now and save 40% on your first box.
I'm Lou Dodge. Your latte at Starbucks is about to cost more. Incomes are higher, but so is the Biden inflation rate. Those stories and more next. By now you know that MyPillow doesn't have their box stores or any shopping channels any longer due to the cancel culture. Well, Mike Lindell is now passing along those savings directly to you. Right now you can get the lowest price in the history of MyPillow for their classic standard MyPillow, regularly $69.98, now only $19.98 with promo code DOGS. They also have queen size pillows, regularly $79.98, now $24.98 with promo code DOGS. MyPillow is not just pillows. They have over 150 products, everything from sleepwear to beds. And my promo code DOGS also works on mystore.com and frankspeech.com. Go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-977-9152 and use promo code DOGS to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his standard MyPillow. That's mypillow.com, promo code DOGS or 1-800-977-9152. And a big breakthrough for unions. Starbucks workers in Buffalo, New York have won a bid to form a union. These will be the only unionized workers at any Starbucks in all of America. A spokesman for the Service Employees International Union says, quote, the camel now has his nose in the tent, meaning they expect that they'll win this vote. For you and me, unionization will mean those $6 lattes at Starbucks are moving up to about $8. On Wall Street, stocks closed lower. The Dow Jones Industrial's down less than a point. Overall income for Americans accelerating since the China virus pandemic, but those gains are offset by the continuing and spiraling higher Biden inflation rate. Rising prices are now forcing many people to alter their spending habits. Please join me 3 times each weekday for my updates right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley. Wow, I tell you, Noah, I am so excited to have the caucus back on. And I tell you, we're going to talk about these great people, all the great things they're doing. And I tell you, they are God sent.
So I have had each of these guests on separate shows. I mean, separate shows, but I get an opportunity to introduce both of them to the world tonight. So, first of all, before I even get started, I'm not gonna make the same mistake that I did last night. I gotta bring my co-host on. How you doing, Michelle Cooley, back in Texas? How you doing?
I am fine, James Cooley and the Parkers. I'm doing great, doing great. It is Thursday. You'll be home in 2 days, and me and the dog are so happy.
Well, you know what? This seemed like it's been forever. It's only been 4 days, but I'm not used to getting away from you or my dog, Bella. But we got to come and check on our California home every now and then, and also check on our little boy who's getting ready to go in the military. So he has 3 weeks, and we got to put him on the plane. So you know how that is.
He's not a little boy. He's a young man.
And my great producer, how you doing, my friend?
I'm busy. Again, not enough arms get it all done, man, but I'm doing well.
Man, you're the hardest working producer in radio. And I would say that.
Continue to say that, I will never stop.
And I know our bosses are listening right now. Hey, Steve, please get this man a raise.
Oh, Kevin's listening.
Kevin, I know Kevin is in his office listening right now. So our bosses are listening. This man right here, and you already know, I tell you all the time, I almost can't do without. So that's fantastic, my friend. How was your day so far?
It's been good. It's been good. A little rainy here in San Diego. Not sure what it's like up in Temecula, but was able to, wake up and kind of enjoy that, the sound of the rain. I love that, and do some reading, which is one of my favorite things. So.
You know what? Let me tell you, my friend. It's cold. Today was kind of chilly, and normally I get out and do my 7 miles. I had
How many miles today, JC?
Dude, I'm not even going to embarrass myself until you win. But I'm talking about that 7 miles at a time, and I normally get 12 miles in during the whole day with the steps.
Yeah, you normally get quite a bit of hiking done in the morning.
But I was not able to get out there and do those things. A lot of things going on, preparation for future shows, and I know that they already talked to you about a couple of things coming up, and I need my producer. I want him to be there to be able to do these things. But we'll talk about that one later, man. But tonight, man, what I want to talk about is Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry. And today's theme is adopt a family, adopt a senior for Christmas and the holidays. And we got the Parkers here to talk about these things. Before I even get Michelle to introduce them, I'm going to sit back and I am going to let the Parkers say just a little something before we get started. So I want to start off with Terry Sue. How are you doing, ma'am?
I am doing great, James Cooley. Thanks for having us on again. This is my favorite weather. So today was a extremely happy day. Being from Oregon, I woke up to this 9 months out of the year. So I felt like I was home on the farm.
And you, Dr. Bruce, how you doing today, sir?
I've been cold all day.
Can't hear him.
I've been very cold today. It's been, I grew up in Southern California, unlike my wife. And so it's okay not having sun, but I like to be able to go outside when it's not raining.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I have not had an opportunity, and I got to do this because I don't want to get beat up. My beautiful wife back in Texas, how are you and Bella doing today?
Bella and I are doing great. It actually was in the 70s today in Fort Worth, Texas. I have to rub that in. I'm sorry. Me and Bella were just taking a nice walk in this beautiful weather.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get started with this show. Listen, audience, if you want to be part of this great conversation, Facebook, I can see that you all are clicking in already. If you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, first of all, can you tell our listening audience the title of today's show?
Yes, the title of today's show is Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry, Adopt a Family and Adopt a Senior for Christmas. And the purpose of the show? I'm sorry. Getting to the background of Bruce and Terry Sue Parker, discuss their nonprofit organization, Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry, learn about the Adopt a Family for Christmas and also Adopt a Senior, and discuss the current needs and future goals of this wonderful nonprofit organization.
Why don't you just introduce our guest to our listening audience?
Yes, Dr. Bruce Parker. Dr. Bruce's background features 43 years of consistent excellence in highly visible, responsible roles. He developed a small chain of 13 chiropractic clinics and then began teaching other chiropractors how to develop their own clinics, following the procedures he developed to maintain his own clinics. He retired from practice in 2010 and since then has authored 3 books. His book, The Turnaround, became the #1 bestseller on Amazon for business. He's continually active with the Good Samaritan Food Pantry, Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry, maintaining the corporate books and making food deliveries. Terry Sue Parker. Terry Sue began a career of community service in Lincoln City, Oregon, where she raised 2 daughters and hosted a local TV show, Wake Up Lincoln City. Her messages on the show, combined with her community service, resulted in her being nominated for Woman of the Year. Now, after marrying her husband, Dr. Bruce Parker, and moving to Temecula, she has found her place, making a difference in community service. When COVID began to close the city, her first concern was seniors. After seeing the long lines in the grocery, she thought, how are seniors that are at risk and cannot leave their home going to eat? Being a woman of action, she immediately made a sign and planted in front of her front yard next to a big box, and the Operation Temecula Food Drive began. Reaching out to local businesses, she received her first charitable donation from a loving Chamber of Commerce member, which validated the need for this organization. Her service was noticed by California Assembly member of the 75th District, Marie Walden, who recognized her as being a COVID-19 community hero. Now, this organization is known as Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry. The James Cooley Show is your live proudly presents Dr. Bruce Parker and Terry Sue Parker.
The Parkers, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. It's an absolute pleasure having you all on again. And you know what? We're about to do it again and again and again.
Do it again.
First of all, I know we got a break coming up, but
2 minutes.
Real quickly, we got 2 minutes. Bruce and Terry Sue, you both, just like I said, been on the show before. Can you remind our listening audience where you both originally came from? I know Michelle mentioned that briefly, but real quickly, 30 seconds apiece. Can you just tell our listening audience a little bit about that?
Go ahead.
Dr.
Bruce.
Bruce Parker. And
Closer, Mike.
I'm from San Diego, California. I was born downtown in Mercy Hospital and lived there my entire life and came up to Temecula in 1995 and been here almost ever since. I left for a few years after that, but I came back. Love this little community, and that's where we live now.
Okay. What about you, Terry?
Well, I am a little country girl. So I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, but when I was 6 months, we moved to Oregon. My dad couldn't handle the heat anymore. He was a milkman and he delivered milk early in the morning and he had had it with the heat. So I have been, for 22 years, grew up on a small farm in Albany, Oregon. It was actually Deaver Connor, Oregon.
Wow.
So I'm an Oregonian. So this, like I said, the rain today was, I was homesick today. I was a little homesick.
You know what I tell you, before I even ask the first question, I want to take a station break because I don't want to interrupt these great guests. So we're going to take a station break and we're going to come back and really delve off into the Parkers and all the great things that they're doing. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1117. That's 1-888-344-1117. We'll be back shortly. It's your life. I'm James Cooley.
There's more stories.
Okay, JC, I either need Bruce to stay close to the mic or I need you to just turn his volume up because you guys are a lot louder than him. Your producer of the James Cooley Show, Live. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America, both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. We hope that you'll be able to take part in one or more of the many exciting events. There is no private tickets for tonight.
And you're not in the studio. I don't know how you're coming back to the show, but I ain't turning your mic on.
We ask you this year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online.
Oh, I'm not helping the cause. But I got you're only here for one more day.
Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. Using humor, wit, and engaging storytelling, James paints a picture about his arrival in a rural deep south town.
So you got the first one, Michelle has two, and then I have two.
City life, country life, and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
I heard the Federal Reserve may raise the interest rate. Yes, in fact, mortgage rates have already started going up on the rumors.
That's why we just refinanced your home. We got a 30-year, 2.5% rate, 2.731 APR. And we also took out cash fees for a bunch of other things. Owning made the process fast and easy.
James?
I'm going to call owning and lock in right now.
Yes, I'm here now.
Their daughter Ashley is on the phone.
Ashley, I tell you what, tell Ashley to hold on until after I ask the first question.
I don't have enough time to do that. We're coming back.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask her a question and then I'll bring it in.
Call owning at 8332-OWN-IT or log on to owning.com. That's 8332-OWN-IT or owning.com.
The Answer San Diego, streaming now on smart speakers and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I'm telling you, we got the caucus, we got the Blues and the Kevin too, and I tell you, great folks doing a lot of great things in the communities, helping people out, feeding folks, just making life enjoyable for everybody. And it's always a pleasure to be in their presence. It's just like, it's absolute pleasure. And I tell you what, listen, audience, if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Now, this question is for both of you all. Now, so both of you guys run this great nonprofit, Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry. Can you tell our listening audience just how, not just for you, Terry, how you got started and why you decided to go in this direction?
Actually, what happened was March 13th, Friday the 13th, I was working at home care and it seemed like there was chaos going on and something changed. I was in the middle of a grocery store on a break and it's like life changed forever in a moment. People were grabbing stuff off of the shelves. There was panic in little ladies' faces. People were grabbing toilet paper, knocking people over. The schools had closed. My phone was blowing up. The mixer was canceled. The schools are closed. Stock up, go home. And that's what people were doing. And I saw fear, I saw panic, and I thought, I'm gonna go home and leave my basket. And I walked in my house and I screamed upstairs and I thought, what could I do? I could just start gathering food. We're gonna run out of food. Is what's gonna happen. Whatever's going on, there's a virus or something's happening. People are cleaning out the shelves like in minutes. They were grabbing all the staple foods and I got home and I just said, I'm gonna start a food drive. And I wrote, to my Operation to make a food drive, put it in my front lawn and put a little red bin. And I started on social media saying, Operation to make a food drive. We're gathering food for people that are isolated. People can't get out. I think we're gonna run out of food. So this could be the vessel, the place to bring food to take and to the people that couldn't, the elderly that were, or people that were the most vulnerable, and then maybe take it to them to their front porch, write a note, say it's safe to eat, and we'll take care of you as long as we can, as long as the donations keep coming.
Wow, that is so incredible. I want to learn a whole lot more about that, but I think we got a call on the phone. We got Ashley. Ashley, I don't know which state, I don't know if she's California now, but Ashley, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantastic with these two absolutely fantastic guests.
Awesome. Well, those beautiful guests are actually my parents. My mother.
Oh!
Yeah.
So you know how fantastic they are.
Yeah, I've known it for a bit. Yeah, I just wanted to call and give a shout out. I'm here in Marshallville, California. We got about 2 feet of snow over here right now.
Ooh, that's a lot of snow. So
yeah, it's a lot.
I know you got some good on there. So please ask them a question. Don't let them off the hook that easy.
What was that?
I said, don't let them off the hook that easy. You got a question for them. I know you do.
I'm not sure. I don't really have a question. I just know one of my fondest memories is when my mother was doing Wake Up Lincoln City as a radio host. Yeah, we got to put presents underneath the tree for all the needy kids, and that just filled my heart with so much joy. And I'm a teacher at Diamond Elementary here, and 80% of our students are Native Americans at risk. And last year I got to deliver food for them the entire year while they're out of school. And I just feel like what they're doing is absolutely amazing, and the things that they can't do for themselves, they're really godsend. It's really awesome what they're doing.
What they're doing actually is truly amazing because they just light up the effort. I mean, the Chamber of Commerce, everybody here, keep giving them awards. It's just, you open up your heart, and that's what it's all about, is love and compassion. And I can tell you, I know your parents, and it's all about love and compassion. And I'm just so happy to be able to support anything that they do, because we all need that.
Yes, absolutely. And giving is receiving. And my mother would definitely take the jacket off of her back and give it to someone in need. So that's just so amazing.
Absolutely.
Makes me want to cry.
Well, you're making me cry, so you stop it. I love you, Ashley.
I love you, Mom.
I love you.
Love you, Dr. Dad.
I love you, Ashley. I have mic problems. You can't hear me, but my heart's still, for you always. And keep up the good work up there.
Thank you.
And stay warm.
And enjoy the snow. I'm jealous. You have snow.
Right?
Yeah. What was it, a snow day today?
Well, we had to work. It was the inside recess day, though. We weren't letting those kids have snowball fights today.
Great. Well, I gotta say, Ashley, what you're doing too, just actually warms my heart, because when everybody else, went home and stayed home, actually kind of volunteered to take lunches and homeworks to the at-risk kids in the snow. And for, I think it was 80 days? Straight, so that they had something to look forward, and these kids were high risk. So it's just good that when you see yourself and your daughter, and we had our ups and downs, and we weren't perfect, but that she is following in my footsteps, and or I'm following in hers. And Dr. Dad, she respects us and honors us, and even just whatever she had, she would give the coat off her back. So together we have a bond that has just really grown. And she's, like I said, she's the face that they see and look forward to every day, especially on the lockdown. You know, made sure they had lunch, made sure they had homework, make sure they're really at-risk kids without a lot. Their whole place almost burnt down during the summer, was on fire, Mackerville. So we're really proud of you too, and I'm so glad that what we're doing is making an impact in them.
We're proud of you, Ashley, and thanks so much for calling in. We need this.
Thank you so much.
Merry
Show. I love you all.
Bruce, Terry Sue, can you tell us about the Adopt a Family and Adopt a Senior, programs that you're currently involved in and planning, and how does this correlate with the holidays?
It's actually amazing because what Ashley just said, her fondest memory was in Lincoln City around Christmas, and we did adopt a family, and we did actually shelter women that had to leave in the middle of the night, take their kids and had nothing. So this actually originated in 1997. And when the pandemic hit, I kind of thought, well, why don't we just do this again and see what happens? Because collecting the food and having people drop off the food, and I had trust in the community and was working in home care and decided, please let me go. I can do better in the community, I think, on my own and with the help of the community. And so it actually started back in 1997. And what I did is I just reinvented it. And I started putting, hey, let's adopt a family, give them a beautiful Christmas basket for dinner. So a little bit like a roast and potatoes and all the fixings so they can cook. And then the seniors that are isolated, the veterans, the cancer patients, the foster families. They're really, some of the businesses didn't make it. So you know they're hurting for food and they don't know how to ask. So what we're doing is with our regular list plus is you adopt a family. So they get a Christmas box the week of the 20th full of ham and a roast and all the fixings so they can cook their dinner together. Or if it's a senior, maybe a pre-cooked meal. But about 182 right now. And then what we do is we get their wish list. So I kind of have a relationship with them and their pets, and they will get a couple things off their wish list. So a family's adopting a family, a senior is adopting a senior and their pet. And it is exploding right now. I posted it at 6 a.m. in the morning about a week ago, and I thought I'll just do it quietly. We'll just do a little one with the regulars that we feed. People are coming from San Diego, Orange County. Everybody wants to adopt a senior or a family, and I haven't heard one no. And so we're feeling we haven't had to turn anybody away. So we're actually going to deliver a beautiful Christmas food basket along with the wish lists for their kids, for their pets, for their grandmothers, for their grandfathers, for the cancer patients that can't get out. Everybody's going to get something, and it's about giving and receiving, and then we will deliver it to their front porch. And the gifts will be yeah.
Bruce, what types of donations does the organization receive?
We've been actually pretty blessed. This community in Temecula and this whole Temecula Valley has been so generous. We've been receiving food for the last 20 months and high quality food. We kind of put it out there that we wanted to deliver healthy food. And so people are delivering high quality, great food, so we can sit there and put together meals. So the boxes, it's not just going to be a bunch of cans. It'll be basically the components of a meal, a breakfast, lunch, or a dinner, and for the whole family. And so the foods have been coming in great. We've also been recently getting a few monetary donations. We have on our website, we have a GoFundMe thing, and people have been donating that, cash to there, which helps with our infrastructure. And this food drive is being totally taken care of through the generous donations of our community, selfless, donations from our community, cash and food.
Wow, what you guys are doing is absolutely fantastic. We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're going to continue this great discussion with the podcast. If you want to be part of the conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. Back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help.
There's a lot of background noise.
James Cooley, very much true.
Very noticeable on it.
As also a journal here, like precious gift just like that. I'm gonna change the mic. The James Cooley Show. And the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. You can join me as I share my true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieve the American dream. This is a must listen to for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or need to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. There's an unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstances. Dare to be an open because a bigger, better, and a more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet on Amazon and wherever audio books are sold.
The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. It's our mission to equip the youth of today.
Parenting feedback, JC.
Our annual appeal by making a cash donation. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at cooleyfoundation.org. The J.C. Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Noah Dingley here, JC. The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't JC, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America, both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. The new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audio books are sold.
Believes we are seeing the decline of America.
Right now, there are hundreds of people that run your country, run our military, run our government that are kind of,
JC.
What's important is whether or not they get paid. What's important is whether or not my child goes to Harvard. So we do that all the time. That's all we've done over the last 30 years. And we get promoted while doing it.
The Charlie Kirk Podcast, available on SalemPodcastNetwork.com and everywhere podcasts are heard.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Peter F. Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discounted to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. Relief Factor.
Streaming now at theanswersandiego.com and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, Noah, in that segment, and with Sue, what she was telling about the organization, Bruce as well. Man, that's if you don't have a heart, you will have one. Because it's all about giving. It's all about giving. It's all about helping others that are in need. And just being able to just not be selfish. It's not about the I, the me, or the mine. It's about the we, the us, and the ours. And Noah, me knowing you, I know that touching your heart because you're a great man.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, JC. You and I were talking about we're going to do a Christmas show here coming up in the next couple of weeks, just talking about the season in general. And one thing I've noticed as I get older, and I'm getting older, is it's less and less about receiving this time of the year. It's more about giving, not just to your family, which is nice, and your immediate family, but when you see somebody in need that really needs a helping hand, especially during this time, whatever you can give, there's no item or there's no amount that is too small. And there's also no amount of item that is too big. If you see somebody in need, you need to help them.
You have to help them, my friend. You have to help them. That's what life is all about, is being able to share And with me, it brings a smile. And I've been on your show a couple of times, and it's always the same. What brings joy to me is being able to see a smile on another one's face, that you have done something, you have reached out, you have helped them out. And that's what joy is all about.
I'm so glad you mentioned that real quickly, JC. And Thanksgiving is coming and gone, but I had, and it just worked out that way. On my Thanksgiving show, I had you and Barry Shore on, and that's what it was all about. I know you two are such great advocates for spreading joy and how you can do that in giving to others so that you can see their face light up. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. And let's get back to the show, because I know you next questions and you all about joy. But I listen to audience. If you want to be part of this great, that's 180. That's 180. That's 187 again. That's 180. 344 1170.
Well, either one of the partners can answer, or maybe they both want to, and maybe there's different areas that they've noticed. I'm just curious. We've all gone through, this pandemic. We're currently seeing the other side, I believe, and trying to be positive about it. But how has the pandemic affected Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry? I know there might be a couple of ways, and I'm curious to see how you guys have gotten through this.
I'll take that because I've really, in all honesty, my wife is the heart of this whole program. It was her idea, and I kind of sat back at first, observed. And what I observed was this pandemic has really affected even our community. I thought our community was pretty safe. I've always said nothing bad ever happens in Temecula. It's always a really nice place to live, and all of a sudden, I started meeting people that they have homes, things like that, and they don't have money for food, and they're afraid. And I met some seniors that couldn't leave their house, and they were afraid. And this fear and that was prevalent in the community is what kind of drove the thing to begin. And in all honesty, my wife and I both thought this is probably going to last a few weeks. When she set the food drive up in her mind was, next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing this food drive. It's been 2 years. So, we missed that one. I'm glad I'm not a betting man. But my point being is that the impact has been what sucked me in now. It's what brought me in so heavily, because people have the outpouring of love that we get from the recipients, and the outpouring of love we get from the people that are donating. It's amazing how these people come, and we become friends now with people we've never met before. That come to our house and make drop-offs, and it's like they apologize for not being there for the last week or so. It's crazy, but so the pandemic, has been, I think, a foundation of this program, but at the same time, I believe that the economy itself has affected some people, and we have ended up in a place that has helped people, and it's a really good thing. Terry?
Oh, yes, exactly. The thing is that it was just a thought and an action. So I guess for me, when I saw the fear and when it happened, I didn't have time to think or ask questions, or can I do this? Can I have a food pantry in my garage? Can I get a refrigerator? Can I make it fresh food? Can I get a driver? I think I just did it first and then asked questions later. And so just from the very first drop off and the feeling I got, and the notes, the handwritten notes, it was just as much the visit. They couldn't even come out of their house when I started this. They were peeking through the windows, and more requests would come in, and it was done in a very respectful way. So there's not a lot of pictures of the seniors or the cancer patients or the families that can't feed their kids. It was more of a little wave, and now they come out of their homes, and now they're, we're still taking care of some, and most of the ones that we've taken care of, a lot of them are back on their feet, and a lot of them are back in the workforce. But now with the adoptive family and having their wish list, it's so very hard to get them to ask for anything. A lot of them are entrepreneurs, and they're not used to asking. And so I kind of know about 180 of them, and we just make sure the gifts are wrapped and we get it for them, and they're just so grateful. and they're giving back. So like if you're gonna adopt me for Christmas, I'm gonna put your lights up. So it's not a handout thing. It is a really tight-knit community of giving, and what you're receiving is what you feel in your heart. So my drivers get to feel that, my kids feel that, my husband sees it. Do I get burned out? Yes, but then someone will all open my front door and there's 4 roasts and a dinner for, Thanksgiving was off the hook. We had 30 turkeys show up like out of the blue. They were all over my kitchen. So, we had the turkey, we had the ham, we had the fixins, we had the yams, we had the sparkling cider, and everybody got fed. And that was through several different people. We had Citrus and Moss, a small business in Old Town, that raised $2,700. People were just coming in and giving money so that we could buy the turkeys and the sparkling cider. And I mean, it put it over the top for us, put some in the bank, and they actually really rocked for us, as well as a lot of other people just dropping off on our front porch.
That's so great. And I love hearing the success of what I think is a very worthwhile nonprofit that's all about giving. Have you guys, and I'm sure you have, maybe you're still looking, have you guys had, because of what you guys do and success and just the need that you reach, have you guys had a lot of people say, hey, I want to come alongside you, I want to help volunteer in some way, take a little bit of the burden off of your shoulders? And if so, is there anything you can share with that?
A lot have, and what's great about that is the first ones to come back are the ones that we got back on their feet, or we helped. So because they got food for the last 11 months, they were able to put 4 tires in the car, or they want to give back, they don't just want to take, they want to give. But also we have people coming from, just for the last couple of weeks, I had a call at 7 a.m. this morning from a lady that said, hey, we've got this group of 150 people that started 9 years ago, and they got 150 volunteers. What do you need? And we're going to call her tomorrow, and that's just starting. So we got some people from the Marietta Rotary, from the Temecula Rotary, from the Chamber of Commerce, from Marietta, from all over. So it is coming. But we are still in our home, and we're in a 3-car garage, so I have to be really careful how many helpers I have. But there is no lack of people wanting to volunteer and help. It's 60 hours a week, and I still make 99% of the boxes because I don't think anybody else can do it right.
Wow.
But being a chef by trade, I want it breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't want it thrown in. I want them to be proud when they get this, and this is just in the meantime. This is just for now. I have been hungry. I have used the food pantry, and it has gotten me back on my feet. So I don't want anybody to have to go through that and ask for food. I just want it to appear until they can take care of themselves again.
I gotta ask this, because you guys are doing such a wonderful job and all the things that you guys are doing. Can you tell us, since you first started this, how has the growth been up to this point? Because I see a lot of articles. I watch the TV. I watch you on channel, I think channel 7, channel 10. I look at all the things coming in from the communities and all the awards that you guys get. So, with an open heart, how have your organization grown in the last year and a half from inception?
Well, I can say this, we've gone from a 3-car garage using 1-car garage. Now we're using all 3. We've gone from 1 refrigerator to 5 and freezers. And so our growth has been exponential. At the same time, it doesn't really, the food comes and it goes again, comes and it goes. So therefore we don't get overrun. But what we're doing is, and because we're very sensitive to our neighborhood and our neighbors. We don't want this, to appear like we're having this business running out of our house in our neighborhood. So we keep it down. We don't allow a bunch of people to come. Everything's by appointment. And so it's very, very controllable. Those who come to us. And then we also have deliveries twice a week that go out. And now we just got our 2nd driver coming. And so with all those things, our growth has been phenomenal.
Wow. Just keep it up. We need great people like you all to do it. We're going to take a station break right now. But Noah, I cannot wait to get back to the next segment so we can continue this great discussion with the partners If you want to be part of this conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. We got shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. We hope that you'll be able to take part in one or more of the many exciting events that we're offering this year and experience firsthand the pride we take in supporting our youth. It's our mission to equip the youth of today for the challenges of tomorrow, and we rely heavily on the generosity of individuals and business owners for support. Without the assistance of community-minded individuals just like you, we wouldn't be able to serve our youth each year. We ask that you make a commitment to support our annual appeal by making a cash donation. This year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at cooleyfoundation.org. Remember that every donation makes a difference regardless of size. The J.C. Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Hi, I'm James Cooley, host of the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and in the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. You can join me as I share my true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieve.
Yes.
Okay, so hey, come back, ask question number 7, ask question number 11. Well, I want Michelle to bring the show back and ask question number 11. Then you ask the question. Then I think how many minutes do you have?
We're back in 1 minute, and we'll have a little less than 10 minutes.
Okay, so I have Michelle to bring the show back. And I tell you what, just tell her to ask the question. You ask question number 11. That's important. Question number 11. Michelle, let her just tell her she asked question number 11, and you got to pick 11.
Okay, I have to tell her now.
Okay.
No, 1998.
Okay, I'll ask number 11.
And we have the
I'm gonna
king
do this
size.
one.
Regularly $89.98.
I'm not.
$29.98 with your promo.
Call 800 Theater in San Diego, streaming now on iHeart.com and Odyssey.com.
I got one story, she had a story.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, this great couple, my friends, and I love them there, and they're doing so many great things in our communities, and I think we need more patriotic folks that open up their heart. Just like you heard, the apple don't fall too much from the tree, because we had Ashley, and she's doing a lot of great things. And one day we're gonna get Ashley on the show. Ashley, I know you better. But they are doing so many great things, and you and I, man, we just locked in on none. Everybody just want to help others out, and these two great people are taking one of us.
Yeah, it's great. Nonprofits are what makes in my mind, it's why it's such a passionate thing for me. They help really what the backbone is, I believe, of America. And America has always had this very giving spirit and, the want to help others that are in need. And these people do it so well.
And they do. And they are continuing to grow. And I tell you, we're going to delve off into a little bit in a minute on what type of help you might need. But I tell you what, I'm listening to an audience. If you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170.
Terry, Sue, and Bruce, what are the current needs of this nonprofit organization?
Actually, right now, we're doing adopt a family and the food is coming in, the people are getting adopted. I'm still getting more seniors and more families and there's some last minute people coming in. So that's pretty much handled and we're getting the food for the food boxes and the meats and the chicken. The thing about food is it has to be, we got wiped out at Thanksgiving, so we're in the middle of rebuilding the food to just do a regular 10-day drop off because we're doing this weekly, you know, taking the food and dropping it off. So currently, in kind and monetary donations, what we're doing with those, they go into the Good Samaritan account, and then when we need something, we pull from that and go. We pull from that and go, and we have built such an amazing trust with this community that people are still going 2 years later to our GoFundMe page. $10 goes a long way at the 99-cent store, but $500 goes even farther at Winco. So we try to buy fresh, we do buy fresh, and we try to coupon shop. We have coupon shoppers out there. We have people that bring fresh eggs from the backyard. So we're very mindful of costs, and food is expensive right now. And I don't want anybody making a choice between a salad and a fast food burger because they can't afford, you know, to get a salad. So our monetary and in-kind donations are except Visa and MasterCard, any of the gift cards for the food stores, we use those, they go right back into the community. Every single dollar, every single dime, because our house is the foundation. So we gotta keep that going too. But we haven't ran out yet of anything and had to turn anybody away.
You know, what makes these organizations great is really, it's not, I believe, the number of people involved, although that is absolutely awesome. When you reach so many different people, but when you get the feedback of the good that you guys are doing, at the end of the day, that really has got to bring something extra special to your heart. So what I'd like to ask now is if you guys can share, Bruce, maybe you know something with our listeners, any testimonials or feedback responses that you've received from those that have been helped by your organization.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm going to defer to my wife. She's got one that just came in the other day, and I want you to hear about it.
And I want you to hear his lemon story. So we'll do it. This game will just for Renee. COVID sent so many people into intense. And for me, it was self-employed to my household. Everything was so scary. I met Terry through Dr. Warren, one of those lucky individuals who created a food for the pantry. Around Christmas time, Tony asked me what she could do for me. I told her I just wanted a Christmas tree. The look on her face was, how in the heck am I going to get a tree? A few weeks went by and nothing was ever mentioned about the Christmas tree. Then, knock on the door, Terry Sue called and asked if Dr. Bruce and I could just stop by for a visit. When they got here, Dr. Bruce was carrying the most beautiful Christmas tree, fully decorated to my house. Not only was it a Christmas tree, but it was fully decorated with my favorite decorations. I don't know whose face had a bigger smile on it. The tree was perfect, and the family had adopted me for Christmas, so gifts were placed under that beautiful tree. I will never forget the feeling of love, sharing and caring that I felt that day. I'm so ever grateful for Terry Sue and Bruce and the Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry. You made my Christmas. I will never forget your amazing love.
That's what I talk about. That's what got me so excited about being involved in this. What my hook came one morning. We've been doing this for about a week. And somebody made some donations, and they donated a bunch of flour and some lemons and things. I looked at like, who wants that? You know, but still, we gave out what came, and we ended up taking out to a family one, not a family. It was an isolated senior, and we put the lemons and flour as part of our delivery that day. We got a phone call because she was referred to us by somebody else. We keep things anonymous. So we left a note stating who we were, and we were referred by who referred there, and that the food that we're leaving is safe and good, you know, and it's coming, you know, from the food pantry with some love. And so we did a phone call, and it started right off. She goes, "Are you an angel?" And my wife says, "Well, no, not even close. But why do you ask?" She goes, "Well, I've been in my house now, and I've been, you know, locked in this house for the last couple of weeks. I never go out. And for some crazy reason, the other night, I was praying for lemons and flour." And I go, "Really?" And she then went on to say that she went outside to check her mail. She never hadn't hardly walked out. On the front porch was this donation we gave her. And what she was doing, and this was just to me the incredible part of the story, she was making lemon bars for wounded veterans. So she was locked in herself, you know, and isolated and being very challenged. And then she was making these lemon bars for the veterans. And I said, that's it. This, all I feel is love. And I just, I'm hooked on that stuff. So, and then you get stories like you just read a minute ago. It's every day. And we don't have down days.
Wow. Both of these testimonies are absolutely wonderful. And I believe that if we continue to do this, we're going to get a lot more testimonies because God is here. And as long as we are in support of each other, I'm talking about helping each other out, that's what the world is all about. And we're down to the last 2 minutes of the show. But I gotta ask you, since we got the Christmas holiday, the holidays coming up, and in 30 seconds of this, the part is, what does the Christmas holidays mean to you? Because you guys are giving so much back to the communities. What are you guys expecting? I mean, not expecting, that's not the right word, but what does Christmas mean to you?
So Christmas for me is love and giving. And we decided a couple of years ago that actually last year was our first Christmas of having the thing that our Christmas was going to be turned over to feeding and giving to the community. I've had a blessed life. My wife's had a blessed life. We have a wonderful family, wonderful children, beautiful home, all those things you'd want. But at the same time, what really, really excites me, instead of trying to open a present for me, would be looking at somebody's face as they're feeling loved and feeling supported, and the fear is going out of their face.
And what's really great on the back of that is that I asked my girls, I asked Ashley and Sabrina, well, I want to need your Christmas list. I can't forget them. And they said, we would like to donate to Good Samaritan Community Food Pantry. We want you to adopt a family in our name. And these are millennials, man. This is 30 and 33 years old. So.
Wow. You know, I love having you all on the show. And I'm inviting you back. I'm telling you right now, when you guys are available, I need to get you guys back on because we need a 2 or 3 hour.
Yes, we do.
Able to complete the thoughts in my mind. So first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time, short notice, real short notice, to come on the James Cooley Show with your life. I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. Let's continue to do it. Listen, audience, please support this organization. I like to thank my great co-host, Michelle Cooley, who's back in Texas. Baby, I would be home soon. Can't wait. I like to thank my great producer, Noah Dingley. That's, you know, this guy continue to teach me the ropes of the game. Most importantly, I like to listen to taking time to tune in every night. We always look for sponsors, so we continue to bring this to you. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. Same place. It's your life. Let's say it together. It's your life. So live it. I like that phrase. Noah, I hope you copy that one. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow.
Dude, you started to ad lib. I was getting a little scared you weren't going to make it.
Oh man, 45 seconds. You already know. I know the deal now.
Become a guest.
Yeah, but when you go off script, it's still the producer part of me just worries.
I know that, man. But you know, I think the last 10 shows I think I only missed about
This
twice.
has been the James Cooley.
It was my fault. It was my fault.
It's all right. No way. Hey, it's like sausage being made. Nobody sees behind the curtain, so it's all good.
Hey man, it's great. Great, my friend. I did. We'll talk. I'm gonna give you a call when I think you finish with the show. So I'll make sure I get a chance to talk to you now.
Well, I have more to do, so if I don't answer, it's just because I'm busy, not because I don't like you.
Guys, I love you, my friend, and I tell you, we'll see. I give you a call and we'll talk about it.
Sounds good.
All right.